Greenhouse Effect and Climate Change. Hi, I'm Sarah the scientist, and I'll be walking you through the greenhouse effect and climate change. The greenhouse effect is a natural occurrence that keeps the heat from the sun close to the Earth's surface. The main greenhouse gases are water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, ozone, and various halocarbons. These gases are essential because without them the heat from the sun would escape and the Earth's temperature would drop to an average of -17 degrees Celsius, making it impossible to maintain life. If there is an excess of these gases, they trap too much heat and the Earth becomes warmer. Climate change is simply the change in climate in a particular location over a number of years. Climate change has occurred throughout history, not just present times. For causes of climate change are ocean currents, solar variations, human activities, and agriculture. Ocean currents have the ability to move heat and carbon dioxide around the Earth. Solar variations can lead to climate change because the sun is the source of energy for the climate system of the Earth. However, current climate change cannot be caused by these solar variations. There have been solar variations throughout history, but they have never caused climate change to this extent. Human activities have the largest impact on climate change. Transportation, burning fossil fuels, deforestation, and industry all produce substantial amounts of greenhouse gases. The release of greenhouse gases is the major contributor to global warming. Global warming potential of greenhouse gases, or GWP, as defined by the Environmental Protection Agency, is the ability of each greenhouse gas to trap heat in the atmosphere relative to another gas. Carbon dioxide is used as a base number of 1, and all other gases' numbers are ratios in comparison to it. The scale reaches 23,900 for sulfur hexafluoride. Agriculture, including plants and animals, produce greenhouse gases. The animals produce methane gas, which has a GWP of 21. All living also perform cellular respiration, which creates energy from sugars but also produces carbon dioxide. The equation for cellular respiration is 6O2 plus C6H12O6, which produces 6H2O and 6CO2 and energy. These gases have a large contribution to global warming. 5 effects of climate change can be seen in the polar ice caps melting, the rising average temperature of the Earth, the increased spread of disease, the greater diversity of where plants can grow, and the greater chance of natural disasters. The polar ice caps are declining rapidly, forcing animals to find new homes, and ocean levels to rise. As the ocean levels rise, land masses become flooded and destroy habitat for plants, animals, and humans. The Earth's average temperature has risen by 0.76 degrees Celsius since 1850, primarily because of greenhouse gas emissions of industrialized countries. Many scientists believe that if the temperature increase rises past 2 degrees Celsius, man will have lost control of the rising temperature. Because of the rising temperature, insects and other disease carriers are able to survive and thrive in climates they were not able to survive in before, causing formerly tropical diseases to be widespread. The rise in temperature has caused plants to spread to new locations. Areas where certain plants could not grow because of cold temperatures are now warm enough to support more plant life. In other areas, the climate has become inhabitable to many plants because of an increase in temperature and chance of drought. With climate change, Alberta would become a desert, killing many plants and animals, and forcing the remainder to adapt and evolve to a hotter, drier climate. Many natural disasters such as hurricanes, tsunamis, tornadoes and floods will become more frequent with the rising temperature of the oceans and land. These natural disasters will destroy many habitats and force migration. The majority of nations agree that climate change is a substantial problem and are attempting to make an agreement to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions. Recently, 120 government leaders met in Copenhagen, and 73 countries have signed the Copenhagen Accord. It is non-binding, and an advancement of the Kyoto Protocol. The Copenhagen Accord outlines that climate change is a problem and global emissions must be cut drastically. Adaptations to the changes of global warming must be made by all countries. All countries were required to state how large of a reduction in greenhouse gases they were willing to make. Canada agreed on 17%. Most recently, 16 countries and the European Commission met to discuss the International Partnership for Energy Efficiency Cooperation. They have provided funding for 6 major steps to become energy efficient: worldwide energy efficiency action through capacity building and training, the Sustainable Buildings Network, the assessment of energy efficiency finance mechanisms, the Energy Management Action Network for industrial efficiency, improving policies through energy efficiency indicators, and the super efficient equipment and appliance deployment. Many oil and gas companies are responding positively to the pressures and demands to lower emissions. BP has stated that they believe in mixing fossil fuels with renewable products, and it is best able to meet the consumer's demands, financially and environmentally. ExxonMobil reduced greenhouse gas emissions by 10 million metric tons from 2007 to 2008. Many organizations such as the American Petroleum Institute are helping companies reduce emissions from unnecessary processes. Other organizations such as the International Petroleum Industry Environmental Conservation Association were created solely to balance environmental impact with economic impact. Some oil companies are not responding well to climate change. Koch Industries funded organizations that spread doubt about climate change and claimed it's a hoax. They reportedly spent $48.5 million between 1998 and 2007 funding these organizations. ExxonMobil spent about half of the money Koch Industries did funding a similar cause. In conclusion, climate change is a fact, not fiction. Humans are responsible for the warming of the earth, and humans are the ones that need to put a stop to climate change. The greenhouse effect is necessary to allow life on Earth. Without it, the Earth would be too cold, but it can have the opposite effect, making the Earth too warm. This leads to climate change. The government and energy companies, who are a major cause of global warming, are working to try to become more environmentally friendly. Without full cooperation between governments, companies, and people, climate change cannot be stopped and will become out of control. The Earth will recover and go on, but the human race may not.